Okay, we are at our additions. The additions. First, I'd like to make a mention that Plattekill Day is this Saturday, the 21st. Please let your family, friends, and everybody know. Should be a great day. Our Plattekill Comprehensive meeting is going to be held next Wednesday, September 25th, at 6:30 p.m. here. That is also posted on our website as well as our Facebook page and throughout the community. Also, the next thing is I guess we should have put this under old business, but I guess I can take care of it now. We added it a little bit late because we got some numbers back, and that would be our golf cart replacement. So, gentlemen, if you look at our original letter, the original letter was from our highway superintendent, and it was dated 7/25/2024, replacement options for the golf cart at the park. In 2001, the town board purchased a used golf cart for the purpose of maintaining the park grounds. This 30-year-old cart has served the park well, with 23 years of expansion since the purchase, and looking forward to the growth potential. I am suggesting the town board consider replacing the old cart. Since 2001, the town has purchased more property, increased the size of the park. With the amount of acreage and development of the park, I am suggesting the town board purchase and replace this vehicle. The maintenance and setup of the events, parks have increased significantly. At the park has increased significantly since 2001. Many of the events that are currently held at the park were either non-existent or held at other locations in 2001. With a newly developed trail system, we have more residents walking the fields and trails. In an emergency, we could assist emergency services if needed. There are other town events that the utility vehicle can be utilized for. Looking forward to the potential future development of the park, I would suggest a commercial rated utility vehicle. So please review the 2024 John Deere Gator XUV 835M 4x4 utility vehicle. Under advisement from the dealer, we are suggesting the gasoline engine. This model, as priced, does have a dump cargo box. The above-mentioned utility vehicle and equipment can be purchased on the Sourcewell contract as shown on the quote from the United Ag and Turf located in Hudson, New York. So this was the original proposal, and this proposal was for that John Deere, XUV 835M 4x4. The total cost of that unit delivered to our facility is $30,349.01. That being said, we've also reached out and got a couple of other quotes. One of the other requests was, I have a letter here dated 9/9/2024 after having a conversation with Councilman O'Flaherty regarding the request to purchase a replacement utility vehicle at the park. I have received a price quote from Kubota KTV 1100. Please see the attached price quote for the Kubota RTV 1100 for Marshall equipment. The delivery price utilizing Sourcewell pricing would be $25,693.23. That unit is a diesel unit, so I would have to assume a lot more power. We also reached out under the Sourcewell contract, state contract with Bobcat, and the Bobcat we looked at was a utility vehicle UV34 gas utility, and the delivery price on that was $18,163.57. And going back under the recommendations of the highway superintendent with the John Deere XUV 835M, model year 2004, I looked at that and asked the dealer to give us a price. The original price quote was for a cab with heat, air conditioning, and glass around the cab, and basically asked them for a cab model that had a roof, windshield in the front, which would be similar to the other units, and that price was $20,206.56. So those prices, just my opinion, the best value for what we're looking for is the updated price quote, ID 313-15773, and that would be the John Deere with which was originally recommended. just the only changes would be it wouldn't have a heated cab or air conditioned cab. It would be a strictly open cab, and it would have netting for the doors, very much similar to a golf cart. But discussion, gentlemen?
What's the Bobcat? Does it have a cab, air conditioning?
No, the Bobcat would be the same setup as the John Deere. It would have a roof onto it, and it would have the front windshield. And basically, it is virtually the same machine. It's a little bit less horsepower. There was a couple of other differences, tires, not drastic. But basically, it is a Bobcat, and I believe that Polaris makes that machine for Bobcat, and it's sold under the Bobcat name. I think the size of the tires were a little bit smaller onto it.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, there was a couple of differences, but not a great.
And it also has a dump body, correct?
Both of them have a dump body, but both of them are manual dump. There is no electric. You can put an electric assist, but as quoted, I believe he just verbally quoted that, and it was somewhere in the neighborhood of about $1,700 just for the ability to push a button and have it dump on its own.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Yes.
I think they wanted them more for, I would assume, carrying around equipment.
Yeah.
Whether it's chainsaw,
and
shovel,
you can still dump
brakes.
it, but it's a manual dump.
And do we have attachments that will go on to this if need be?
This particular model, keep in mind it's a UTV. So UTVs do come with options. Neither one of these UTVs, I should say, came through with a winch onto it.
Okay.
So one of the questions that I did have to the salesman in each place is what would the price of the winch be? And to be quite honest with you, the winches were any place from $1,700 on up to about $3,000. So I figured that if it was something that we were going to attach, there's an aftermarket possibility probably for 50 or 25% of that price, quite a bit less. So that being said, the other options that are actually popular with a UTV would be a snowplow. This unit isn't going to be used in the wintertime. It's basically going to be in storage for the winter, and it's utilized during the summer months. We close the park, per se, during the winter.
Right.
So
they're four-wheel drive.
Just a question. Apples to apples, these are essentially the same machine.
I would say that the John Deere probably offers a lot, a little more bells and whistles, so to speak. A little more creature comforts.
Yeah.
But size-wise, they're very close in size. I think the John Deere might be just a little bit physically, just a very small amount larger.
Okay.
Probably not that we would not even notice it.
Is the warranty on the John Deere 1,000 miles also? Or is the one on the Bobcat, it says already?
I got to tell you, there's a lot of them that are limited warranties.
Hours. I'm sorry, 1,000 hours.
A lot of hours.
That's an awful lot of hours. But keep in mind, it also, when you start talking about warranties for like engine parts, transmission parts, there's a lot of caveats to that where they turn around and they say normal wear. So something that's going to be warranted at 100 hours is going to be differently warranted at 800 hours.
Okay.
I think you're splitting hairs. Pick a color.
No, I was
Almost
picking
pick a color between the Bobcat or the.
Well, they're so to speak. I mean,
Bobcat.
I think, to be honest with you, I don't want to say. I'm going to say uneducated opinion. With a little bit of knowledge in talking to the folks that I've spoken to, it appears to me that the John Deere is more of a utility type machine rather than get out and hit the trails and have fun for the weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying the Bobcat is not, but I think that the John Deere is built specifically by John Deere for that specific use.
Yep.
The Bobcat, sells another product, which is common, in all the industries. But I'm just looking at it apples to apples and going on to the previous recommendation of the highway superintendent.
Yeah, that's the one.
Basically, it's essentially the same exact model. It is a model.
Yep.
So with the
Get the green one.
I'd say go with the Bobcat. With the John Deere. I don't know about anybody else.
Mr. Fazio?
What was the price difference between the two again?
About $2,000. A little less than, about $1,900.
It's like for $2,000. I would say the John Deere.
Stop instead.
I like the John Deere. I've had nothing but bad experiences with Bobcat.
All right. So I will entertain a motion.
A motion to purchase the John Deere for the park.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. So that being said, the selling price is $2,206.56.
20,000.
I'm sorry, $20,206.56. I'm sorry. I'm kind of thinking ahead here. Basically, that's the price that I have on here. If there's any other additions or whatever, or if there's any changes, I will let you know. But I would also like to entertain a motion to have the supervisor sign for that purchase.
I'll make a motion to have the supervisor sign for the purchase of the John Deere XUV 835M.
Okay, and the selling price of?
Selling price of $20,206.56.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second on the floor. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you. I will make that call tomorrow and put that into motion.
I mean, it is 2024.
Yes.
Late model.
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little discount.
Don't start. That will be for spring.
And just on another note, following that up, the golf cart that's there, what's going to be done with that?
I would recommend, I don't know what the board, and I'm glad you brought that up, thank you. I would recommend that we put that out for bid, get rid of it. It served us well. I don't really foresee any need to keep it. I have also had a discussion with the highway superintendent in the past, and basically, why are we going to replicate equipment that we don't?
Right, it'll be in one piece sitting there.
We don't have the room for it. It served us well. Let's get rid of it while there's some value into it. Put it up for bid, maybe put an ad in the paper, and see what we can do with it. All righty? And if you would like to make a motion on that, I'm okay with that. You want to make a motion to do that after the purchase? Let's wait until
We'll wait till
the
after.
purchase goes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Golf cart replacement. Also, addition, Mr. Hoppenstead, I saw on social media you attended a meeting on this battery storage with somebody else from the county.
Yes.
Would you like to give a report on that?
So Kevin called me up and said that he had a meeting with
Kevin?
County Legislator Roberts.
Okay.
Called me and said he had a meeting with the battery storage and asked if I was around. So I stopped in, and he asked what it would take to come into the town, and I told him there's no way it's going to come into town. We're not for it. It's not a good fit for this town.
Well, let's clear that up. That was your
With my opinion.
Your opinion. The rest of the board is we're going to take a look at. I don't want to speak for the rest of the board. My opinion is it's not that it's not good for the town or it is good for the town. My desire is to educate ourselves as best we can and come up with the most educated decision that we can concerning environmental impact, economic impact, safety, a lot of things. But yes, I don't know what the rest of the board feels, if they replicate what my opinion of it or not.
I did bring up to him that it's very close to the watersheds, and a 50-foot buffer is not much of a buffer. And he said that he wanted to reach out and do more community outreach.
Well, we actually also have the committee who's working on it, and I believe as we talk now, the moratorium's being written up now,
Yes.
and then a law, we're going to work on a law after that. So
I did not tell him anything about the moratorium.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking.
Who was the people that you spoke with? Do you have a card or anything?
No, he didn't give me his card.
All right.
And I can't remember his name.
All right. So that being said, I will let the public know once more that we did speak to legal counsel, and we are headed towards a moratorium on battery storage in the town of Plattekill with the intent to look at all possibilities of safety and looking at where it would fit, where it would not fit, and basically trying to make the most educated decision we can as we move forward. There's no anticipation of a conclusion other than the best possible conclusion that we can come to after we educate ourselves along that path. I don't want to give anybody any kind of a false hope, so to speak, or a direction other than we are going to research everything we possibly can. And I've stated in earlier meetings that we had basically hit the ground running several months before that was even presented out to town as a conceptual by the folks who are interested in doing that. And we formed a committee, and they've been doing the due diligence and gathering a lot of information, which has been fantastic. So I really appreciate the committee for doing that, and definitely support you as you move on. All right. Is there anything else, Mr. Opposite?
Not at this time.
Okay. The other thing, I might as well get you why I got you here. The employee's manual. Are you doing anything on that? Have you looked at that?
I've started to read it.
Yeah.
I'm almost done reading it, and then I can start working on other.
Okay. Make sure you're staying in contact with Mr. Flaherty with that. And also the sign law. Have you looked into that?
I've started to, yes.
Good. Nothing to report on that either?
Not yet.
All right. Okay, good. And additions. Is there any other additions?
Nope.
I guess this would be an addition. A couple weeks ago, I was in the town hall talking to the town clerk, and a woman walked in, an older woman, and that was during July when the vouchers went out for dump permits.
That was the free.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the free voucher. And her question was, this particular person, I guess they owned 5 or 6 houses, homes. She had one dump permit, and she's like, how come I can only get one voucher? And I'm like, you know what? I'll bring it up in a meeting. I'm assuming if you have one dump permit, you get one voucher.
Yeah. I think that's how it was originally designed. So the permits go by residence.
Yes.
So if you are residing in the same residence, you get a dump permit. And then you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you can pay for a second permit if you have a different vehicle. That being said, it's still the same number, still under the same residence. So for all intents and purposes, I don't think we generally live between 5 houses in a community. So you would get one dump permit for each house. And I think that's probably... I would hope that permit, that whatever they purchased the permit for and the address that they gave, that's the garbage that they're doing. So that is an interesting question.
Well, she asked me, and I said, nope, I will bring it up at the next meeting, which actually I forgot.
Yeah.
Because that was the meeting 2 weeks ago.
Yep. Go
I
ahead.
have to say something, but this is for our regular residents. Now, you're talking a person that has 5 homes. It's a business. And they usually have maybe even 2 apartments, not necessarily one in the residence, and they have their garbage pickup normally. So this was for the people that have residence here.
Well, I guess
I mean, her home, but not the other 4, unless you purchased 4 more.
Yeah. So, that's interesting. I still think that each residence would be purchasing a permit for that residence.
Oh, yeah, for that, yeah, I understand that part, but what I'm saying is she wouldn't get 5 off the bat. She would have to have 5 permits in order to get 5
assigned to each one of those residents, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like I said.
Councilor Flaherty?
No, sir. Yes, I was good on that.
Okay. The other thing I jumped across, and I'm sorry, I just got this today also. We received a thank you card, and it says, Dean, I wanted to thank you and the board and take a moment and express my sincere gratitude for your participation in hosting the first annual Living Resources Olympic Games. We look forward to next year and the prospect of adding other things to our calendar. Thank you again, Donna King, Assistant Director, DCOP, South. That was the Olympics that we had that was at the same time as the Olympics in Paris. And the group that came out was fantastic. We probably had about, I would say, 200 participants that were out there during the several days that they did come to the park. And even in the rain, those folks came out. To me, it was inspirational and rewarding, and I'd like to thank them for the opportunity to host that. That was great, and I look forward to doing something in the future with them as well. So that was a nice letter, so thank you for that.